California just became the world's fourth largest economy, surpassing even Germany. But beneath the wealth and glamour, millions are struggling to survive. Sky-high housing, stagnant wages, and growing inequality are driving people out. Why is the Golden State failing its own people? Stay with us. The truth may shock you. The myth of prosperity. When people think of California, they picture luxury homes, red carpets, and billion-dollar tech companies. From the outside, it looks like a dreamland where success is just a startup or audition away. But behind the glossy Instagram posts and beachfront views, a different reality unfolds. Nearly 1 in 5 Californians lives in or near poverty, and the cost of basic necessities keeps climbing. Even people with full-time jobs often rely on food banks or second jobs just to make rent. In cities like Los Angeles, you can see Teslas and tents on the same street. The truth is, California's booming economy is not lifting everyone up. While billionaires double their wealth, the middle and lower class are being priced out of their own neighborhoods. It is a tale of two Californias, one thriving, one barely surviving, both existing side by side, divided not by distance, but by opportunity. Housing crisis, the price of sunshine. In California, the dream of homeownership has become a cruel joke for many. The median home price sits above $800,000. And in cities like San Francisco, that number can easily double. Renting is no better. Even modest apartments often cost $2,500 per month. For minimum wage workers or young families, this means spending more than half their income just to keep a roof over their heads. Why is housing so expensive? A mix of limited supply, strict zoning laws, foreign investment, and tech-driven demand has pushed prices sky high. Even teachers, nurses, and first responders, the very people we rely on, often cannot afford to live in the communities they serve. Many are forced to commute hours each day or move out of state entirely. In the so-called land of opportunity, finding a place to live has become a daily battle. Homelessness epidemic. California leads the nation, not just in tech, agriculture, or entertainment, but in homelessness. On any given night, over 180,000 people in the state are unhoused. Tents line sidewalks in Los Angeles, and makeshift shelters pop up under freeways in San Francisco. Some are victims of job loss, others suffer from untreated mental illness or addiction, but many are simply working people who got priced out. Families with children now live in cars or motels. Emergency shelters are overwhelmed, and affordable housing waitlists are years long. The irony? California spends billions annually on homelessness programs, but the crisis only worsens. Critics point to mismanagement, lack of coordination, and the slow pace of building permanent housing. Meanwhile, every day, more Californians are slipping through the cracks. In a state with one of the largest economies on Earth, thousands are left sleeping in the cold. High taxes, low relief. California has some of the highest taxes in the United States. The top state income tax rate of 13.3%, plus high sales, gas, and property taxes. In theory, these taxes should fund world-class public services. But in practice, many residents are left wondering, where is the money going? Public transportation systems are aging and unreliable, schools in poorer districts are underfunded, and healthcare access remains uneven. Despite the revenue pouring in, the cost of living continues to outpace wage growth, leaving working-class families squeezed from all sides. Small business owners struggle under complex regulations, and even middle-class families feel taxed into financial exhaustion. Meanwhile, large corporations often benefit from legal loopholes that let them pay far less in taxes. The result is a system that feels upside down, where those who can afford to contribute more often do not, and those barely getting by are asked to carry the weight. It's not just about taxes, it's about trust. And that trust is fading. Wage stagnation in a booming economy. California's GDP has skyrocketed thanks to tech, entertainment, and innovation, but for the average worker, paychecks have not kept pace. While executives at big companies take home multi-million-dollar bonuses, many employees are stuck with stagnant wages and rising living costs. Teachers, retail workers, nurses, and delivery drivers, all essential to the economy, often earn just enough to survive, not thrive. In cities like San Jose or Los Angeles, a $20 an hour wage barely covers rent, groceries, and transportation. The minimum wage might be higher than in many states, but so is everything else. Add in student loans, childcare costs, and healthcare bills, and it becomes clear the math just does not work for millions of Californians. Meanwhile, wealth created by booming industries like tech tends to concentrate at the top. Without structural changes to wage laws, worker protections, and affordable services, this growing inequality will continue. California's economy may be thriving, but only for a select few. Mass exodus, why people are leaving. Despite its sunshine, beaches, and booming economy, California is losing people fast. Over the past few years, hundreds of thousands of residents have left, heading to states like Texas, Arizona, Nevada, and even Idaho. Their reasons? Sky-high housing costs, rising crime, long commutes, and a growing sense that the state no longer works for everyday people. Families are tired of stretching every dollar, while retirees fear they can no longer afford to age in place. Even businesses, both big and small, are relocating to more affordable, regulation-friendly states. For many, leaving California feels like escaping a broken system. What is especially alarming is that it is not just low-income earners fleeing. Middle-class families and even young professionals are packing up too. The California dream used to mean opportunity. Now, for many, it means debt, burnout, and stress. When people feel more hope outside the Golden State than within it, something is clearly wrong. And getting worse. Can California be fixed? It is easy to feel hopeless, but California is not beyond saving. Experts say real change is possible, but it requires political courage and long-term vision. Solving the housing crisis means updating zoning laws, cutting red tape, and building affordable homes faster. Combating wage stagnation calls for stronger labor protections, investment in education, and better access to career training. Mental health care, addiction treatment, and targeted support could ease the homelessness crisis. And perhaps most importantly, taxes must be spent more effectively, with transparency and community accountability. The truth is, California is still a land of immense potential. Its diversity, natural beauty, talent pool, and creativity are unmatched. But unless the state finds a way to balance prosperity with equity, it risks becoming a place only the wealthy can afford to live. The Golden State must decide. Will it be a symbol of what is possible, or a warning of what happens when success leaves people behind? California is rich in resources, talent, and innovation, but that means little if its people are left behind. Can the state fix its growing divide before it's too late? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this video eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe for more.